With that, we turn our attention to our first fight of the evening here at Morongo. It takes place in the middleweight division, and it features Evgeny Hitrov against undefeated Morisom Luisхоум. Despite an amateur career of just 45 fights, Morisom Luisхоум captured a bronze medal in the 2005 National Championships. Now he's 37 years old. He's fought 9 times in an 8-year professional career that's contained long periods of inactivity, including one of 5.5 years. Luisхоум fought for the first time in a year on November 15th, and he won an ugly technical decision over Arturo Crespin, who was repeatedly warned for headbutting, for low blows, for hitting behind the head. Luisхоум took this fight tonight on less than 2 weeks' notice. He thinks Hitrov is tailor-made for him, and he looks upon this as his moment in the sun. So, Steve, let's take us behind the numbers on him.
Well, Barry, for starters, Mo lacks Mo. That's Mo as in momentum. Luisхоум had a 5-year break from 2008 to 2013 and has never beaten anybody of note. Watching weight, Luisхоum turned pro at 174 pounds and dropped to middleweight after his 5-year layoff. Light is usually right. Tonight he's 161. And last time out, Luisхоум should benefit from his win in November, which was a physical, dirty, bloody fight, as Barry said. Given all the extended layoffs, he needed a tough fight.
26-year-old Evgeny Hitrov has been a pro for only a year, but he brings a long and impressive amateur career into the professional ranks with him. He was the world amateur champion at 165 pounds back in 2011, and he represented his native Ukraine in the 2012 Olympic Games. He turned pro back in December of 2013, and Hitrov has stayed extremely busy. He's fought 6 times, all of those fights here in the United States. His last 3 fights, all steps up in class. He won them all, and he won them all in impressive fashion, including his last one, a 1-round stoppage of Louis Rose. So this is a guy that wants to fight often, is determined to be a champion, had 500 amateur fights in his native Ukraine, feels if he's going to be a champion, he's got to do it here in the United States, and he's here to try to make it 7 straight, and he is definitely on a roll, and a guy that clearly defines the term bright prospect. Steve, let's go behind the numbers.
Will do, Barry. No silver spoon. Hitrov's been moved very quickly in his 5th, 6th, and 7th fights. He faced the lefty Chris Chapman, Willie Fortune, and Louis Rose, all decent fighters with excellent records. Rounds we go. The downside of blowing everybody away is that you don't get to back rounds. Hitrov's fought 16 rounds total. And him again? The upside of blowing everybody away is that you can fight often. Hitrov was busy last year with 6 bouts.
All right, so then we are all set for our first fight of the evening here at Morongo. For the introduction of the fighters, we'll go to the center of the ring for the first time tonight, and the ring announcer for this evening's festivities, Thomas Treiber. Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Showbox The New Generation. And it is being brought to you by Lou DeBella's DeBella Entertainment in association with Showtime, Fight Promotions Inc., and the Morongo Casino Resort and Spa here in beautiful Kабазон, California. We get the action started with 8 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division, and our 3 judges scoring on a 10-point must system will be Max DeLuca, Eddie Hernandez, and Fernando Villarreal. Our referee in charge, the 3rd man in the ring, will be Ray Corona. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he's wearing silver trunks and weighed in at 161 pounds. Coming to us from Colorado Springs, Colorado, he brings a undefeated record of 8 wins, 1 draw, with 4 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maurice, the Natural Lουisхоум. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He's wearing red with gold and black and weighed in at 163 pounds. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, by way of Kryvyi Rog, Ukraine. He is undefeated with 7 wins. All 7 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Yevgen, the Ukrainian Lion, Hitrov.
Let's go.
Strip him down. Bring it in.
Let's go, gentlemen.
Clear the ring. Second over.
Mouthpiece. Let's go. This is where you want it. All right, this is good right here. This is good right here. This is my commands. God bless.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape for these two. Look at the age. Lουίσχοум, 37. He was a top U.S. amateur, but that was a decade ago. He's going to try to use that reach advantage by establishing his jab. And the rules here in California, no standing 8, no 3 knockdown rule. Ref or doctor can stop the fight. You can be saved by the bell in the last round, only accidental foul rule before the start of round 4. No decision after that. We go to the cards, Barry.
All right, with that, we're set to go with our first fight of the evening. First of 3. And interesting to me that Lουίσχοум said he feels that Hitrov is made to order for him, and I'm not sure Hitrov is made to order for anyone.
Well, you see that Lουίσχοум has that reach advantage. If he can't get his jab on track early in this fight, it's going to be tough for him because Hitrov is an aggressive, two-handed puncher, strong with both hands. Amateur experience, Hitrov, well, what more do you want? We're talking about an Olympic fighter in 2012, a world champ in 2011, amateur. And Lουίσχοum, only 45 amateur fights and did well. Came in 3rd in the Nationals in 2005.
Yeah, I mean, he defines the term trial horse. He works in the gym all the time. He's always in the gym in Colorado Springs, his hometown. He drives a pizza delivery truck, supports a family of 4 on that. And it's not that he hasn't wanted fights. They just have not come his way.
I think if Lουίσχοум could keep him at distance and survive the first 2 or 3 rounds, you know, we could see Hitrov go more rounds because that's what his people want to do. I mean, I covered his last 2 fights with Louis Rose and Will Fortune. They were supposed to give him some rounds, and guess what? He knocked them out in 1 round, both of them.
Mouthpiece comes out of the mouth of Lουίσχοum.
Just rinse it. It stays
Courtesy
in my
of a left
possession.
hook.
Just rinse it, sir. Thank you. Put it in your mouth. Let's go. Time in.
Hitrov's so boyish looking, but after 500 amateur fights, he doesn't fight boyish.
No, he doesn't. No. Very good balance, very solid in the ring, and he can really crank it. There's the left hand.
Yeah, what I like best about him, he throws short and compact punches.
And doesn't waste a lot of punches.
And he's taking his time right now. He's not throwing everything with full power. He's setting everything behind the jab. He's just letting things flow, and he changes the speed of his combinations. Not every shot is hard.
Something he said he was going to do.
Yes.
He wanted to just kind of see what he's got in front of him here in this first round. There's a good left hand again.
He also said he wanted to attack from different angles, not just come too straight forward. Because later on, when he gets to a bit, bigger names, bigger fights, it's going to be a different experience in there. So he's got to be ready for whatever style comes to him.
I kind of think Lουίσχοum felt maybe his best, and that hurt him, and he drops to 1 knee.
Wow.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to me. Hands up. All right.
And he doesn't look real steady
All right.
here.
1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Only a few seconds left here in the first round, but just a short sample. Another good sharp right hand staggers Lουίσχοum again. Cannot be saved with the bell, remember, and there's the bell.
You were doing fine. You were doing fine, then you stood still for a second.
Bring that left hand back up high.
Come here. Take a deep breath.
Bring that left back too low.
Okay, you with me? All right. Now we know what we got, okay? We got that out the way. You all right? All right. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Pop that jab, move. Don't be standing there waiting on him. Get yours off.
Action from round one. When you've had 500 fights, you know how to handle an opponent. And what Hitrov saw was that Lуисхоум's punches lacked conviction. He was just sticking out the jab with nothing on it. And the way to beat a guy like that is with counter shots. And that's exactly what he did. Look at that counter right hand. And he has Lуисхоум cowering. And if there was any time left in that first round, this fight would have been over.
Yes.
Mouthpiece. Got your mouthpiece. Got to keep it in mind.
So here we go, round two, and we'll see what Lуисхоум has left, if anything. He did tell his corner he's okay and he wants to continue.
And that was a fast counter shot that Hitrov threw. And that's what I mean by changing speed. You know, just laying the jab out there, and then bam, over the top quick. And had Lуисхоум out on his feet.
Hitrov just stalking now. Left hand knocked him sideways, and it wasn't his best left hand. It was a good right hand behind it. And now Hitrov right on top of him. Sort of senses the end is close.
Yeah, the referee shouldn't give Lуисхоум very much.
No, he's wobbly right now.
Yeah.
Hitrov just walking him down here. It won't take a lot at all. Short with that right hand and a left hand. And Lуисхоum still a little wobbly. Another left hand drives Lуисхоum backward. Another good left hand. Ray Corona, the referee, looking in keenly. Another left. That was just a jab that knocked him backward.
Yeah, Hitrov may want to think about a hook to the body here.
Don't push, don't push, don't push.
Or hold on. He's dropping his hand, especially his jab hand, his left hand.
And as you said, that Stevie did hook to the body.
Watch that counter overhand right again. That's what's going to land and put him out.
Yeah, Lуисхоум just has nothing to
offer at all.
Nothing to offer. Nothing to keep Hitrov off him.
He's just walking right through it. Good body shot again. It will only take one punch.
Look at Lуисхоум's eyes.
Yeah. Stare.
His mouth is open, and his eyes have that deer in the headlights wide open look.
There was another combination that almost stood him straight up. Just short with that right hand, and short with the left behind it. Lуисхоум actually got there with a punch.
Lуисхоum took this fight on 1 week's notice, and it shows.
Yeah. Actually, still wobbly on his feet here. Hitrov just trying to walk him down, just looking for that one clean shot. There it was. That was huge.
Mouthpiece flew out.
Mouthpiece came flying.
Yes.
I thought maybe
Rinse it,
the fight was going to be stopped.
Let's go. I'm going to take a point. You let it get out again, all right? Nick, come on, come on, come on.
That punch just literally stopped him in his tracks.
One more time, I'm going to take a point. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean, Lуисхоум's plan was to stick and move and keep him at distance, but Hitrov is too strong.
Three-punch combination drives him backward. Right hand again by Hitrov. A wild left hand is a little short. Another over-the-top right hand and a left hand behind it. Lуисхоum still there. For how long?
This guy's going to end up flat on his back and potentially hurt, and they should stop this fight very soon.
Yeah, it's absolutely no contest.
Totally agree.
Stop at the bell.
Just a few seconds left here in round two. And it appears Lуисхоum will get through this round, but I guess the biggest question you have to ask is why? For what?
Right.
Check. If he drops his mouthpiece, keep hitting him. There's no stopping.
Let the doc talk to him.
Good round. Good round. All right, let's pick it up. Let's get him out. Good.
Tight end!
Taking a look at action from round two. And Raul said it was going to be a right hand. There it was. Over the low left hand of Lуисхоum. Mouthpiece comes out, and the ref said he's going to take a point if it happens again. You know what? Don't bother.
Exactly.
Just call it a day.
Yeah, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. I mean, I know it's a brutal sport, but this is an utter mismatch.
Move, keep him on that stick. Bing, bing.
There's no reason to go on with it.
Bring that left hook on his butt and stop him again.
Look at Hitrov. He's so relaxed.
Quit holding your hand down.
Just having a good time there. I mean, this guy had 500 amateur fights. So
Show me something.
what is this guy going to bring to the table? Nothing he's never seen before. I mean, fought all over the world.
Hitrov looks like he's taking a walk through the park.
Yeah.
Lуисхоум looks like he just wrestled 20 minutes with Andre the Giant.
Yeah, exactly. So this is round 3. Lуисхоум tries to work a jab, but he's back on his heels already in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he wants to fight, but he's got nothing on his punches. That's his problem. He's game enough.
Yeah, I think Lуисхоум has showed a lot of heart just by surviving them 2 rounds and still wanting to be in there. No quitting him.
No, but bravado only goes so far. Those body shots are starting to have an effect too. You can see his arms drop a little bit. Good right hand again. That's it. It's over. Well stopped. So this was no contest literally from the get-go. And finishes in predictable fashion.
Evgeny Hitrov will have tougher tests coming up, and this was a substitute. That's why he fought who he fought tonight. But keep in mind, his 3 previous fights were step-up fights. And as Raul said, because Raul called 2 of them, he was spectacular in those fights.
Yeah.
So this is a prospect to watch, not necessarily because of what we saw tonight, but because of his background and because of what he's done in a very short time as a pro.
Yes, I think that's absolutely right. And he's clearly somebody to keep an eye on. And you can see he's got some pop. I like his balance. He has very definitely a pro style. I'm sure that transition coming out of the amateurs was not a difficult one for him because his style really is more pro than amateur. Let's go back and take a look at that 1st round knockdown.
Yeah, it's a lazy jab, a low left hand. There it is. And then a second right hand, sort of behind the ear, it looked like, of Lуисхоум. And to be honest with you, this fight was over at this point. Somehow it made it to the 3rd round. I think Hitrov knew he could finish it whenever he wanted. And Lуисхоум offered some resistance, tried to throw some punches. Nothing on those punches. And the mouthpiece went flying. It's lucky his head didn't go flying.
Yeah, it wasn't for a want of trying. It's just a guy that is not in the same league. It's just that simple.
Yes, different levels. And, you know, like I said, I covered Hitrov's last 2 fights. His last opponent was supposed to take him some rounds. And when I saw the way he closed the gap very fast and he knocked him out in the 1st round, I said, we're going to see this guy in Showbox one day. Here he is.
Yeah, and we're going to see him again. I have no doubt.
Yeah, and he might be contending within a year and a half.
Yeah, all those amateur fights did him a lot of good going into the professional ranks, and he's been very impressive. Here are the numbers, Steve.
Well, you see very few punches from Lуисхоум, and Hitrov 52% of his total punches, 53%, over 50% on all his punches. He basically was doing whatever he wanted in there, and it showed. And 3rd round knockout.
All right, let's make it official. We'll go to the center of the ring once more. Here's Thomas Treiber. Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 24 seconds of round number 3. Our referee in charge, Ray Corona, steps in, stops the contest. Your winner by way of technical knockout and still undefeated, Yevgen, the Ukrainian Lion, Hitrov.
So there's your winner. Just 24 seconds into round 3. There was never a doubt about it. Very confident young guy, no question. We'll see him again.
We'll see him again. He just moved to Brooklyn. He has to make that adjustment in addition to fighting professionally. The move to Brooklyn, the new culture, that's a bigger step than what he's faced so far in the ring.
Certainly was for me. Order Showtime now to watch original series, movies, and more live fights. Watch on Showtime and Showtime Anytime. Now available on any device, anywhere, anytime. Don't miss out. Call 1-888-SHOWTIME or go to show.com/order for details.